Hey guys, welcome back. We got a good one here for you. We're going to start the holiday coin roll hunting extravaganza. I just came from the bank, and as opposed to getting a full $500 box of quarters, I got $100 here, just enough to do a video. And you're probably asking yourself, out of all of the things that you could possibly ever coin roll hunt, why would you pick quarters? Okay. Well, I've never really done a quarter coin roll hunting video yet. And believe it or not, it could be very rewarding. Okay. In terms of the silver aspect of trying to find something out of these rolls, it's probably not going to happen. In fact, if you were going to look for silver at all, quarters would be the most remote thing that you could possibly ever search to find silver. It's just hard, and we could attribute this to the state quarter program and the national parks. Okay, it's just diluted everything with high mintages. But in terms of the clad coinage, there's a lot to be found. A lot of double dies, a lot of varieties. Okay, I have my cherry picker's guide. This is the volume 2, by the way, which covers dimes through dollars and even some gold. So just to kind of recap some of the small sample size, quote unquote, type stuff you could find. Here's a 65 double die. Okay, that's a pretty strong double die for the date. And hard to believe that you could find something like this in clad. Okay, the 65s are often overlooked because they're, when we're looking for silver, we're not looking at 65s. Okay, 64 and under. So, but look at the quotes that they have here for how much this could be worth. All right, even as low as maybe finer VF, you're talking a couple $100 coin. So here's another 65. A little bit lower price because it's not as attractive. There's another 65, a double die reverse. Still worth a little bit of money. There's a 66. Okay, that's a tough one. Worth lots of money, but look how strong it is on the reverse. That's a special mint set. Here's a 68D, which is a tough date, but look at that. A really nice double die reverse, which can be found. I'm going to show you which one I'm going to be looking for. Here's a 69D RPM. There's another RPM, couple proofs. That's not going to apply in this case. A 70D, one of the strongest double dies in the series. Another 70D. And as I'm panning over to each individual photo, you're going to see how much these things are. There's a couple minor ones right here that I think we're going to eliminate from the next cherry picker's guide. And by the way, for the volume 2, the next volume is still up in the air. They're waiting for a lot of contributors to put in all the information into this one volume. That should be out by now. Okay, the pennies through nickels and 2-cent pieces have already come out. Now this is the one I am going to be looking for, the 76D Bicentennial with the really strong double die obverse. Okay, so that's the one that we're going to be focusing on. There is a little bit minor 76D that's still worth a few dollars. But you know what? Those are going to be the coins. There's the 89D RPM right there. The low leaf, high leaf Wisconsin quarters are going to be another fantastic draw if you're able to find one. And of course, yeah, we're going to skip the Minnesotas. How about this one? Got to try and find this one. Since we get a lot of Denver minted coins on the West Coast, how about this Washington, D.C. quarter with the double die reverse? Okay, so those are a few possibilities that are out there. Okay, the Homestead Quarter is another good one that has kind of caught the eye of a lot of variety collectors. But let's not waste any more time. Okay, we got $100 in quarters. They're going to be looking for any of those dates. And I'm just going to breeze right through this, see if there's anything. A lot of 90s stuff still out there, 80s. There's a DC quarter, and it's got to be a Denver, and it is. I'll just put that aside. I'll put any one of the dates that I've highlighted from the Cherry Picker's Guide to the side. Okay, there's bicentennial. It's got to be the Denver, and it's not. So this wouldn't qualify. Only the Denver coins would have the strong double dies on it. There's a Homestead. That one is a D, so that's not going to have the double die on there. Just a Philly coins there. So my expectations are I'm not going to find silver in this just because it's going to be so tough. I want those varieties though. So any of the dates that we talked about just a few seconds ago, a few minutes ago, is what I'm going to be looking for. Here's another Homestead Philly. Yeah, Philly Homestead. Okay, and this one will have the double die right in the window of the building on the reverse. So I'll put that one aside. This one is kind of broken apart there. So that was just handed to me that way. And what you want to do is preserve the wrappers. So you can just rewrap them, send them back to the bank. Of course, you'll also be mindful of any like die breaks, cuts, any sort of off-metal transitional errors, which could exist in these. Okay, 72 Philly. That will not have one. Let's see here. A lot of new quarters out. I haven't been collecting those. They're really not my forte here. 95. I'm going to try and breeze right through this the best I can. Okay, there's a bicentennial. We're going to pull that one aside. Maybe that'll be a double die. Okay, there's a 65. Well worn, well loved. I've kind of grown accustomed to looking at the Cherry Picker's Guide before I deep dive into a box or just standard rolls. There's a 66. That has a double die that I'll just put aside. And it's always good practice before you getting into coin roll hunting is to know what's out there. If you're just getting into it for silver, that's highly short-sighted of anyone to think that that's all you should find in there. For the longest time, people have been coin roll hunting silver out of various clad boxes, even nickels. You know, the nickels in there are worth $1 or $2. They were worth $3 a piece back when silver was 50, 60 bucks an ounce. Let's see. Hope you guys enjoyed that video on the misaligned dies. So we're going to be looking for some of those as well. If it's strong enough, okay, they could be worth some money. Let's see here, 74, 93. Okay, next one. I haven't found a silver quarter in quarters in probably, I don't know, 5-6 years. 71D, that's a date you don't see that often. I don't think there's a double die on that, but I'll just put that one aside. Grand Canyon. Yeah, it's probably, there's a 67. I believe there's a double die in that, so I'll just put that aside. Another 65. And I'm going to go through them, and I'll just update you guys in the comment box below if there's anything spectacular. I might even do another video. That's North Dakota. Yeah, if there's anything spectacular or worth mentioning, I'll certainly... Whoa, hello. Speaking of silver, check that out. 64. Wow. You know, I don't usually, I usually catch it just by taking it out of the roll. I wasn't even paying attention to it. 64D with the mint mark on the reverse. Hell yes. Thank you. I'll take that. Now I can't really say there's another 65. Put that one aside. I can't really say that I haven't found silver in 4 or 5 years. Just found one today. Jeez. 67, 81. $100 in quarters. Where are we at? 10 minutes. So I have a few more minutes that I could do on this. Let's see. There's a Wisconsin D, but nothing on that one. The minor double dies, which do exist in some of the other national park quarters, I really don't pay any attention to, with the exception of that Homestead. It's just strong enough and very interesting enough that I'll keep it. I'll pull it aside. But aside from that, they're all pretty moribund and not as interesting as, you know, some of the stronger double dies that you would typically see on the Eagle Reverse ones. So yeah, this one is Jungola. Wow, 64D, people. So yeah, a little update. This thing is not a terrible wash. I was at the bank anyways, so it's not like I was just going there for $100 in quarters. Now it's all worth it, huh? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we got some of those new Harper's Ferries. I got a whole bunch of them so far. Can you imagine finding some original rolls with nothing but the pre-99 state quarters? That'd be awesome. I remember going through a bunch of them back when I was in high school. Tons of them. Yeah, you had better chances of finding silver out of those than you do today. Man, there's just so much variations of quarters. But there's still a ton of the Eagle Reverses. They're all pretty well worn though. They've seen their day out in commerce and everything. Been through many machines. We marvel at how amazingly amazing worn they are. Okay, 70. Nothing there. Sorry, I got my mouth literally close to the microphone on my camera here. Sorry about that. So if I'm breathing profusely, I apologize in advance. Oh, there's another bicentennial, but it's got a big old rim ding gouge right there. Wouldn't it suck if that was the major variety? I had that thing going on. Jeez. Yeah, dirt. Man, these things are dirty. It's crazy. I could probably put together an album of national park quarters. I got so much of them. All right. So I'm going to try and do as much as I can in the next minute. I need to keep this under 15 minutes if I'm going to be able to upload it. So it looks like this will be the last roll for you guys. I gotta keep you guys updated. Oh, there's a dent on the side of it. Wow. I'll keep you updated in the comments box if there is anything worthwhile. Again, 68P. All right, there's another bicentennial. Keep that aside. Now, they made millions and millions of bicentennials. There's another 65. So if you can imagine the double die, they probably made, I don't know, 50 to 100,000 of them. There's another Wisconsin. Because the typical die life runs about that long. Clad coins are harder by nature, so they're going to run through more dies. Okay, maybe I could squeeze in one more. But if you get an abrupt end to the video, you guys will understand because I've hit that 15-minute mark. I mean, I could certainly upload longer videos if I were using a real camcorder and not the phone, or yeah, not my smartphone. Then you know we'd be golden. All right, so I'm gonna cut it here pretty soon. There you go. That's a minor misaligned die. Check that out. The rim is slightly railroaded on there. Yeah, so I'm going to end right there, guys. Thanks.